what are kind of your maybe 3 quick tips, coping techniques for teens to take with them throughout their day?
Great question. I would say the 3 things I recommend for everybody, be it teens, 5-year-olds, or 95-year-olds. Daily practices of gratitude. I always like to start my morning before I even really get the day started, is when I'm walking to the bathroom after I get out of bed. Every step I take, I think I'm something new that I'm grateful for. That just starting the day instead of having the to-do list or the worries of what's going to happen later is really wiring my brain to be present and also to be positive, right? Like we know that all the negative thoughts and to-dos might be there, but starting the day with gratitude for me is huge, right? So if it's journaling or if it's the walking practice I just mentioned, or just 10 things I'm grateful for before I get out of bed or while I'm taking a shower. I also recommend daily mindfulness practice, right? So a lot of times I think what you said earlier, which is there's different forms of meditation and there's different people doing different things. For me, when I first started trying to meditate, the guidance was basically kneel down on the floor, look at a soft gaze 45-degree angle, no thoughts for an hour. Out of my left more depressed, anxious from that. I was so frustrated because I couldn't do it. I couldn't clear my mind. Like that's the last thing I could do. My mind was racing. So I believe that mindfulness practice through guided practice is really the best way, because when we're sitting in stillness or focusing attention on one thing at a time, be it breath, sounds, our body, emotions, thoughts, really from a place of awareness, not judgment or layers of thought patterns, we can then tune in and rewire the brain to not have to get caught up in the cycle of negative thinking, negative emotions, negative this and that. It's actually non-judgment. This arises, it's fine. This happens, it's fine. So at least 5 to 8 minutes, I think, of stillness practice with some guidance. So if it's using an app or having someone you sit with that can lead you in practice. I know silence oftentimes can kind of trigger the thinking mind a lot. So I usually recommend guided mindfulness practices. And I think the last thing that I'd recommend for teenagers or for young folks is connection, right? I think that surrounding yourself with people that can come from a really compassionate place, that care about you unconditionally, as you are, right? So really avoiding the groups or people that are making you be someone you're not to fit into that group. Yeah. That puts us in a whole nother place of insecurity and wanting to like have a tug of war of heart, right? Where I want to be who I am, but that's not the message I'm getting from these people. Yeah. So just connecting with people that really come from compassion and care and unconditional support.
Definitely the silencing, man. When we first started starting out, even now, like trying to just sit down and sometimes in complete silence, you know, when you do some specific practices, when you're in a class or something, and say, now everybody take 10 minutes to just sit here and kind of take in the moment. You can take in the moment, but my mind's going places all the time because, you know, when it's completely silent, it's hard, you know, kind of like when I'm in school taking a test and it's super quiet. I might have trouble focusing sometimes, but that's why using mindfulness, you have to bring your mind back to the present moment. So that was really funny.
Without judgment, right? Because I think that's the biggest thing is like, yes, we'll get distracted with thoughts, but instead of like criticizing the thoughts, it's like, oh, thoughts. Come back, right? And I think that's the biggest gift. I think so many of us are caught in wanting to be perfect, or that we think that we're supposed to feel a certain way or think a certain way, and instead of just be, right? I think that's part of what society has done, is really pushed us into this, like, if you're not active, something is wrong with you, right? If you're not doing this, this, and this, you're not successful. Yeah. And so we got to stop that message where, like, people have to multitask 5 things at once. You have to be doing this wonderfully. You got to be doing this, you know, that we're just overwhelming our nervous systems at the end of the day.